All right, we are going to do a quick review of our playground or recess expectations here. So, we have a few new bullet points here that I'll highlight as well. In our safe choices column, we need to make sure at recess that we are keeping our hands and our feet to ourselves. So this means no pushing, no hitting, no tackling. We want to make sure that we are keeping ourselves safe as well as others. We need to follow the run and walk zones. That sidewalk area is a walk zone. So make sure you're following that, especially when it is cold and icy out. We do not want you guys slipping on that. What is on the ground stays on the ground might be a new concept to some of you, but just like it sounds, if there are ice chunks or sticks or items like that that have fallen, they should stay there. We do not pick those up or throw those, they're staying on the ground. And then the last one within our safe choices is staying in our assigned area. This means for our younger friends, we are staying within the fenced area and we're not going far past to the other side of the playground. Older friends, this means that we're not going into that tall grass area. And we're staying within the fence. We're not climbing over it. We need to do this to make sure that we are seen and that the adults can make sure that we are safe. Younger friends, if you have a question about what your playground area is, please ask our recess ladies outside. Within organized and ready, our expectations are that you listen to adult directions right away, you line up when you hear the whistle blow, and then you dress appropriately for weather. Make sure that you've got hats and gloves and boots on when it's cold outside. Under act responsibly, our expectations are we use the equipment the right way. One thing we want to make sure of is slides are being used as slides, so you're going down them. We don't climb up the slides, and we also do not climb on top of the slides. There's that area above the slide when you go down. We don't climb up there. That is just to go through. We want to make sure we're being safe there. Another way to act responsibly is picking up and returning our recess equipment at the end of recess or when we are done using it. And then when we come inside, make sure that we are hanging our coats up on our assigned hook areas and not just dropping them on the floors. We need to be responsible and make sure we're taking care of our things. And lastly, for being respectful, we want to be kind and include others. We want to be problem solvers when difficult situations come up. And we want to be sure that we are using appropriate, kind language with others as well. So this is just a brief overview of our recess expectations. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask the ladies that head outside with you.
And now it's time for the buzz from Bluey.
All right, here's a quick picture of our mood meter, and I just want to remind you that the pictures up here on the top is when our bodies have a lot of energy. So one of the strategies I'm going to talk about today is something that we might need to use if our bodies do have a lot of energy. So I'm going to try to show you something on my keys here. I have the strategy of taking a walk. So that is something that we can do if our body has high energy and it feels like we need to move. How we take a walk, though, is going to vary according to your age as well as who your teacher is or where you're at with your grade level. So some ways that we could move our bodies might be walking to the sink in our classroom, and walking back to our desk. It might be walking to get a drink of water at the water fountain and then coming back. It might be walking to deliver something to the office. It might be walking to the back of your classroom and just standing and listening for a little bit instead of being seated at your desk. You will have to talk with your teachers about what is appropriate and when it is appropriate. You probably should not ask your teacher if you can take a walk and move around right when they're in the middle of teaching you something. But if there's a pause where they're done teaching and maybe they're getting something else ready, that's when you could ask that question. So if you're curious about how you could use that strategy, have your teacher help you out in understanding when it's appropriate in class and when it's not.
Now, let's see those soaring students.